Hey guys, my name is Alex and I am here Friday here on RGC. This week's topic is bullying and how to get through bullying, advice excuse me, on how to cope with bullying, how to deal with bullies, just that general topic. I would like to start off by saying that I've never personally been bullied to a severe extent. I mean, obviously everyone goes through teasing and being made fun of, things like that. But I've never had to go through like horrible bullying or like physical. Well, I'll get to that later. At school, I was always called feminine, gay, things like that, because I was very feminine. I used to hang out with girls all the time, which I still do. I used to play skipping rope, hopscotch, all those kind of girly looking games. And I used to have fun doing things I wanted to do, hanging out with my friends. And of course, kids being kids, if you were happy doing something, they'd shoot you down for it. So, I never paid attention to them. Like Jinx Monsoon says, water off a duck's back. So, I've never really paid much attention to that. But at home, I was bullied quite a bit by my older brother. And he's a year and about 7 or 8 months older than me. Sorry. And he was never the nicest to me. I mean, of course, everyone has, sibling quarrels and just, fights in between brothers and sisters, things like that. But my brother used to quite extensively pick on me, and he's always been very angry about things, and he's never been able to express himself very well. So whenever he used to get frustrated at me or just didn't like what I was doing or something, as kids he used to always beat me up, like punch me, push me over, just general beating up, physical aggression. And then as we got older, he didn't do it as much, but he really only stopped in the last few years until I was about 14 maybe. I don't remember exactly, but he hasn't hit me for a few years, which is good. But other than that, he's always psychologically bullied me, and he would constantly just call me gay, faggot, and this was before I came out, just because I act feminine and things like that. He would just, he always used to put down my music. I've always listened to a lot of Glee, a lot of pop, Britney Spears, things like that. So he always used to make fun of me for that. I'm not the best singer, but I've always been so self-conscious of my singing, because my mother, my brother, my family always told me, "Ooh, Alex, you've never had the best voice." Or, if I'd start singing as a kid, obviously as a kid you just don't care and just, belt out loud and you sing to your heart's content, but obviously that didn't sound too nice, and everyone would be, my brother and my mother specifically, they'd be like, please stop singing, it's annoying. But not so much even that, but the fact that I couldn't even sing when he was around or play my music ever when he was around, because he'd be like, turn that gay shit down, or turn that gay ass music down, or turn that shit off. He always used to shoot down everything that I liked and everything that I wanted to do or listen to, and made me feel ashamed of it, and made me feel like, why should I be liking it if he doesn't like it? It's not good. But in time I learned that that's just him, and I needed to just ignore him. But he's always been able to push my buttons, and he has gotten me to the point a few times where I have actually physically wanted to throw him against the wall, or like actually punch the wall, but I've stopped myself. But when I was younger, it was horrible, because as a kid you don't know how to express your emotions very well, you don't know how to express yourself. So all the frustration, if any of you have ever gone through this, I know you'll be able to relate. But as a little kid, I used to get so frustrated with him, and he used to always be so mean to me, that I would just end up in a fit. And I don't mean like kids, throwing a tantrum because they're not getting what they want. I mean like jumping up and down, running around, screaming my lungs out, just almost hurting myself, just tensed up and trying to get as much of that anger out as possible. And it was a horrible feeling, just because I just didn't know how to deal with that emotion, and it would just be horrible, and I hated it, and it happened every day, and it was just not nice. But as we've grown older, he's sort of eased up a bit, and now he just kind of lets me do my own thing. But we're still not exactly friends per se, but hopefully that'll get better in the future. I just wanted to share my story of what I've gone through, at least, with you guys. And I know that it's, at school I've never gone through much bullying. everyone's always kind of left me alone, even after I came out of the closet. Like a few jokes here and there, or maybe I've heard the word faggot once or twice, but nothing that bad. But onto that topic also, I want to say that I know the old rhyme, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. And I think that's certainly not true. I mean, whilst I have been able to fend off the majority of comments, or, you know, not let them affect me because I've just grown a thicker skin to those kinds of things, I do very much know the psychological effect that it can have when everyone around you kind of gangs up on you or makes you feel bad for something. Like if you're called gay or fat or ugly or whatever every day, well, maybe not gay so much because that's an orientation, but if you're called ugly or fat or disgusting or, you know, things like that, or make you feel bad about yourself in any way, if you hear that every day from everyone around you, then eventually you will start to believe it, and that leaves such a psychological scar on you that it can last for the rest of your life. And I just think it's horrible when people don't realize, you know, how evil they're being, how malicious those words can be. I mean, you calling someone ugly, maybe because of a slight, you know, scar on their face or a birthmark or something, could make them think through their whole lives that they're ugly, that they don't deserve to be loved, that they don't deserve to have someone. Whereas they could be completely fine and completely beautiful. Just because you don't consider them beautiful doesn't mean that to other people they aren't. And that crushes their self-esteem, crushes their self-worth. It makes them feel like they're rubbish. And that's just, no one should have to go through that. So if you guys, I will link it down below, but I love this video. If you guys haven't seen it already, it's a video called To This Day, and it's a poem dramatically read out by, I can't remember his name, but it is so inspiring and it's so beautiful, and I just want you guys to see it because it speaks about this topic so well. If you guys feel like you need to talk to anyone at all, just please email us or inbox us, or, you know, contact someone. Please call the Trevor Project or some other organization. Just please don't go through depression alone. Talk about it. It does get better. That's all really I have to say, and I suppose I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.